This week's best MMA bets, we're talking UFC 312. I'm going to give you guys my lock of the week, most confident picks on the card, favorite underdogs. We'll talk Degen Props of the night, and then we'll finish it out with the parlays. So make sure you guys smash the likes if you're new, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and make sure you share the video too. Last week was tragic, depressing, painful, and I think downright unfair. Mike Davis was polling guard. He was the lock city. He was the lock call. And he's polling guard to start the night against Zhang. There's a lot of excuses that exist online about the paint in the fighters' rooms in the back that caused some fighters to have a really bad reaction. They felt like they couldn't breathe. Supposedly, some fighters even were hospitalized, but that was what Terrence McKinney had said, and I know Mike Davis has kind of doubled down on that too. I'm not trying to make excuses, okay? Mike Davis lost, and the lock lost. Call me the king of cope if you want to. I still think Mike Davis is good. It is what it is. What happened with him and Zhang, it's over now. But you know what happened after that fight? Vinicius Oliveira, favorite underdog, okay? Nasruddin Imavov, favorite underdog, and pretty easy, confident pick on Sergey Pavlovich, big W. So I'm feeling good about the momentum towards the end of UFC Saudi Arabia. I'm ready to bring some savagery here, all right? We're jumping into it. It's time. The lock of the week. Tatiana Suarez and new champion. I'd been planning to lock Tatiana Suarez for a couple of weeks now, and I'm really happy that I truly followed through. Unfortunately, she was going to be an underdog lock that now is a favorite. The line has shifted, but that's how the game goes. A lot of people are like, yo, Suarez's grappling game is next level. As good as Weili has been, she's never messed with somebody on the ground near Suarez. Minus 125 for Tatiana Suarez now. Her wrestling skills, extremely good. I'd actually go out and say great. Grappling, high caliber. She's got nasty front headlock work, good jiu-jitsu game. She's been doing grappling since she was 3 years old, and a lot of people disrespect because of the lack of activity due to injuries. But Tatiana Suarez was on a path to go to the Olympics for wrestling. She had cancer. She fought that, got better, and now has been unbeaten in her MMA career. She won the Ultimate Fighter almost a decade ago. Last fight, submitted Jessica Andrade. She's beaten champions before, beat Alexa Grasso, beat Carla Esparza. And I think it's kind of like the now is the time. This is the moment for Suarez to shine. I think she's going to be the champion of the world. Weili normally is able to land some key takedowns in fights. She's timing takedowns against a lot of the ladies. Amanda Lemos, she dominated on the ground. Yan Xiaonan dominated her on the ground. She's not going to be successful offensively with Tatiana Suarez, okay? If she plays around with Tatiana shooting takedowns on her, high probability of her getting locked in a ghillie. Tatiana's submission threats are legit. She's got long arms too, broad shoulders, thick back. She has extreme physical strength. Pound for pound, one of the strongest ladies that probably exist in women's MMA. She's up there with the Chris Cyborg in her prime type strength. Different style, right? Cyborg being more striking base, but Suarez is strong as an ox and her grappling is high level. I'm telling you guys, this story's of Suarez beating up dudes in the gym. She's a gangster. She's mentally insane. That's what Sean Strickland was saying, and he's crazy. Listen, crazy knows crazy. He was saying Suarez got the tism, bro. That's what he was saying in the media day interview. But it even gave me more confidence. Is Suarez has just psychotic no-quit mentality. She's not going to stop. She's ready for 5 rounds. She's ready for this championship fight. Weili had a great run. But we've seen Weili taken down before. We've seen Weili in a bad spot on the ground. Amanda Lemos put her in some awkward high elbow guillotines. Let me pop out the Zin for the lock. Shout out to the Zin. Tatiana Suarez is going to be the champion of the world, okay? It's just whether or not you believe me. It's going to happen. You'll see come Saturday. Suarez is the lock for a reason. Now, submission, you want to chase the big plus money. You got plus 300. But throw it down the center. Suarez, minus 125, and new champion. I see her getting that women's strawweight title. I think it's been a long time coming. Undefeated MMA career. Unfortunately, plagued with some injuries, but now she gets her chance. I've honestly felt like Suarez probably was the baddest chick at 115, especially baddest chick that never fought for the title for years. She had beaten up Carla Esparza with ease before Esparza went on her second championship run. Beat Alexa Grasso before Grasso became a champion. Tatiana Suarez is a certified gangster. Trust me when I tell you, there's levels to grappling, and as good as Weili is everywhere, Suarez is exceptional in that area. Female Khabib level. Tatiana Suarez, submission, lock. I believe in her game, and I have for years, and I think she's going to absolutely shine in this fight here and honestly dominate Weili. On the ground, there's levels. On the feet, Weili's striking is there. But does Weili have the one-touch KO power to just flatten Suarez? I think it's pretty unlikely that she does that. I think Suarez will be okay on the feet. She's decent enough striking. But her strikes to engage in wrestling, high caliber, elite tier. Tatiana Suarez, definitely one of the most underappreciated female fighters ever. And I do believe she becomes a champion. It's been so many years coming. I remember thinking that she had a chance to be a champ like a decade ago almost after winning tough. Look at her now. Finally getting the spot, and I'm not going to lock her? Come on now. Tatiana Suarez is the lock this week. She's pulling through, taking out Weili Zhang, and bringing the belt back to America. Savage mode USA in this hoe. Let's go. Tatiana Suarez, lock of the week for UFC 312, and I'm damn excited for it. Now let's bring up the most confident picks. We'll bring them here. Boom, boom. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, we'll go one by one. We'll talk about them. And actually, I'm going to drop a fifth. I'm going to drop a special edition fifth at the end, and it'll be an underdog that I want to include because I feel like I got to bless the people for 312. First up, Gabriel Santos. I'm a Santos fan. Simply put, I think Santos has top 10 potential. Elusive striking, explosive puncher, good grappling skills. Yes, Jack Jenkins has incredible calf kicks, and he's a pretty versatile striker and well-rounded. Bro, he barely beat Jamal Emmers, though. I don't think he looked that good against Herbert Burns, who is horrible. And he does have the loss to Chepe. People are going to be riding their high horse. Oh, man, he won a round against Chepe. Bro, Gabriel Santos is a certified gangster. His UFC debut, he went to a split decision with Lerone Murphy. Yes, he lost to Onama. Onama's a huge puncher. He got caught with a perfect shot. Nearly knocked out Yi Jia last time early, and then ended up going the distance because Yi Jia is one of the toughest humans alive. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be a walk in the park for Santos, but I believe he's getting better and better each and every fight, and he's going to put on a showcase fight. Minus 225 Santos, decision plus 115. I feel decision, but I have heard some people say KO. Mostly people in chat, some savages saying Santos could knock him out. And I agree, he has power, he has explosiveness, but Jack Jenkins is durable. Feel over 2.5 is live as well at minus 200. It's definitely a lot more of a reach if you're chasing the knockout prop, but just to read it off, the KO prop is plus 600 for Santos if he's able to get a finish. I'm going to say he gets a hard-fought decision, especially in Australia. Jenkins at home, no robbery incoming. Santos, clean decision win. Takes out Jack Jenkins, and damn, I'm excited. Next up, we got Alexandre Topuria. You're crazy if you're fading the brother of Ilya. The older brother of Ilya that helped him get to the championship, I get it. His career, competition level, not good. But he's got a high-caliber wrestling base. He's got very powerful hands. His striking actually reminds me a bit of Bernardo Sopai, who's a super hot prospect at bantamweight. Bro, I think Alexandre Topuria is going to showcase. Kobe Thicknesse is not putting him out. He's got decent jiu-jitsu, but he's kind of lanky and skinny. His striking's okay, but it's not slick. Alexandre Topuria could punch a hole in Thicknesse's face, or he potentially wrestle fucks him and ends up beating the shit out of him. Topuria is also a Georgian fighter, okay? The Georgians, we've seen the strength with Marab. We've seen what Ilya can do. We've even seen Arman Sarukian. Bro, time to have some faith in the Georgians. We always glaze the Dagestanis. The Georgians are monsters. They're just naturally strong AF. Dude, Thicknesse is not beating Alexandre Topuria, okay? He's not losing to Thicknesse on short notice. Yes, Thicknesse trains with Volkanovski. So what? He's a big favorite, minus 370. Thicknesse is a huge underdog, plus 295. But I think Topuria wins. I like the money line for a parlay. Inside distance, I got a feeling, minus 275, though. Not great line. Topuria KO is plus 115. I think it's live, sub plus 230. He could ground and pound him. He's probably live to sleep him on the feet. I'm leaning that KO as the official pick. But I think Topuria down the center would be better than anything else if you're looking to parlay it. Don't go chasing. Give me Alexandre Topuria. High confidence call. Next up, Dricus du Plessis and still champ. And add a little bit more confidence because Sean Strickland has staph infection. I did a video earlier today covering the breaking news. On his left arm, Strickland has a gnarly staph infection. Assuming he's taking antibiotics, it's going to impede his performance in the later rounds. Regardless of that, I was still picking du Plessis as a confident pick. Okay? Minus 205, insane mentality, gas tank, physical strength, no quit mentality. Come on, bro. He's ready to kill a man in front of his family. He said it himself. Du Plessis is a certified gangster. Yes, Sean Strickland has good teeps in boxing, but he is going to be put on his back foot, made uncomfortable, and he's going to be broken. Du Plessis wins again. Minus 205 for Du Plessis to take it home. Now, I was thinking over 4.5 at minus 185 was live, but I would just go Du Plessis money line instead of trying to chase an over here, especially the potential for a Strickland maybe being subpar due to a staph infection. Obviously, there's no guarantees, but antibiotics that you take for staph play a role on high-level fights for sure. We've seen it before, not the first time. Looking at Du Plessis inside of the distance, plus 190. If Du Plessis subbed up Strickland, that's plus 450. KO plus 385. I just simply prefer minus 205. I'd rather go chalk on Du Plessis than chasing a prop and kicking myself after the fact. Like, yeah, the value is not as good, but minus 205, it's a chalky locky. It's still playable. Ultimately, though, you can put it in a parlay with other confident picks and bring the lines to even. So Dricus du Plessis to take home a savage W, I'm feeling good about. I'm thinking and still champion. Obviously, I've passionately broken this fight down a couple of times this week, and I'll be doing it again after the weigh-ins. I'm excited as hell. I'm so excited, bro. Team Dricus, and we need Du Plessis to take on none other. I got to turn the freaking notifications off. Holy smokes, man. This shit's going crazy. The notifications need to be turned down. You know who was just texting me? Finchman himself just sent me a text. Shout out to the Finch. Listen, guys. Du Plessis and still champion. Du Plessis outworking, outdogging, and breaking Sean Strickland. Probably over the 5 rounds, but could end inside distance, especially with this little staph infection going down. I love some DDP. And him and Khamzat's the right fight. We know that Strickland got dominated by Khamzat in training with grappling. The only guy that might have a chance to stop that disgusting grappling onslaught would be Dricus du Plessis. So hopefully that's the fight we see around, I don't know, June, July. They're saying maybe International Fight Week. We'll see. That right there, confident call. The next one is Bellato and Crute ending inside of the distance, or fight does not go the distance. Minus 200 for that fight to end inside distance. Listen, Bellato and Crute is going to be a chaotic and wild fight, and I will be shocked if 2 guys with the styles that they have end up going all 3 rounds. I'm seeing a finish. I think Bellato is live for a TKO. Crute is live for a submission. Neither guy is one that I'd want to put my life savings on, but something told me inside distance is a decent call for a tricky card. But because I don't love having inside distance in the most confident picks as like a mainstay, I wanted to include another. We're going Tafa gang, plus 115 favorite dog action. I think Tafa can sleep this overrated, lanky, and awkward 6'7" Brazilian that's sparring with people that are 5'7". He don't train with heavyweights, yo. He's training with what, a UFC flyweight, Andre Lima? He's in the training room sparring like 2 recreational martial artists in his gym, right? 2 guys at once because they don't have anybody for him. You can't back that with confidence. Say what you want about Tafa. Oh, not a complete game. Is Taliesin Teixeira complete? 7-0, having fought absolute shit cans that are sprinting away from him in fights. Stop it. Get out of here. Tafa is going to break his face. Taliesin Teixeira was getting ripped up by Arthur Lopez, who was a part-time fighter and had 1 fight in like 6 years. You understand me? And now Tafa, UFC vet, who's been in the promotion a long time, and say what you want about him, he's made improvements with real power and has knocked out tall people like Austin Lane before. He's going to lose? I think Tafa is going to punch Teixera, and Teixera is going to be like, whoa, I'm not used to getting hit by heavyweights like that. Holy shit, there's a level jump. I don't even think Teixeira looked that good on Contender Series. He's landed the perfect straight against a wild opponent who was throwing bombs on him. Tafa can explode, close the gap, and shin Taliesin Teixeira. They say Taliesin Teixeira has a BJJ black belt. I have never seen the guy on the ground. I couldn't find footage of him grappling. Maybe it exists. Maybe I just didn't find it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, man. I think Tafa is going to starch him. Taliesin Teixeira doesn't seem to have the goods, in my opinion. Tafa by KO, plus 150. Tafa KO, round number 1, sitting at plus 310. So give me Justin Badman Tafa as the 5th special inclusion to the most confident picks. Listen, guys, those are great picks for most confidence, but we got to do some degenerate, savage underdog calls, okay? So make sure you guys smash the likes and subscribe if you're new, too. Let's jump to my favorite underdogs. I will bring them up. We're going to have 4 savage dogs, and we'll quickly run through. Tom Nolan, plus 115. I believe he has a chance to beat Vyacheslav Borshev. No, it is not a lock of the year. Yes, it's more of a 50-50 fight, but Tom Nolan, the younger man, Tom Nolan, the taller and longer fighter. And don't be surprised if Tom Nolan looks to wrestle in this fight and showcase his complete MMA game, because Slava has been horrible on the ground. Bing. Tom Nolan, I think he's live to pull through, and he has power. Say what you want. He's been caught by some bums. Yes. Been dropped before. Yes. There's something about a technician in Slava Claus and Tom Nolan probably having slightly better defensive awareness against someone that does things by the book as opposed to more of an MMA brawler. I think Tom Nolan's going to be okay. I think Tom Nolan is going to beat Slava Claus. Slava, tooth and nail, back and forth with James Yontop. I think Nolan can pull through. Plus 115, Tom Nolan for the call. And then next up, Naim Jargo, Tumendemberel. I'm just a Tumendemberel fan, and I'm not sold on Park, so why would I not pick Tumendemberel with good straight punches, power, and a wrestling base against Park, who, yes, is explosive, yes, is relatively well-versed, but not a high-caliber wrestler, and he's super hittable down the center. You can crack this dude. Always leaves openings down the center. I think Tumendemberel is live to win. He could actually starch Park. He could catch him. But Park seems to have good recovery, very physically fit. I could see a hard-fought 3 rounds with a couple of flash knockdowns from Tumendemberel and then him taking it on a hard-fought decision. Next up, we got Rongzhu. He's the right Zhu this time. You understand me? He has had a lot of trouble in the UFC. He's plus 170, and I get it. Cody Steele, people are glazing. He's 7-0. But when I watch the footage, I say he's throwing these wide bombs from way out of range. Is he that good? I don't think so. He's got a high-level jiu-jitsu background, yes, but he's not a hyper-elite wrestler. And this is MMA. This is not jiu-jitsu. Zhu Rong, over 30 professional fights, and he's younger than Steele. I think Zhu Rong can land some big counters. Pom, 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 crack. Cody Steele in this one. Now, you're going degeneracy if you're looking for the knockout prop, but I got to read it off. It's plus 350. Not nearly as good as the money line, plus 200. What happens if he drops him a couple times and wins the decision? What if it's a tooth and nail back and forth? I like the money line better. Of course, the money line's always the better one. The money line is normally a lot better. Right now, actually, the line has grown. I am seeing plus 199, even plus 200 for Rongzhu. I don't know why they spell it backwards here on Fight Odds. Fight Odds, get it right. Rongzhu just sounds way better. I think Rongzhu is the right Zhu in this one. And at, plus 170 or plus 200 regardless. Yes, it's a dangerous call because he hasn't gotten high-level wins. But say what you want. A lot of UFC experience. Fought tooth and nail to get back to the UFC through that Road to UFC tournament. Yes, a lot of guys suck from Road to UFC, but whatever. Cody Steele brawling like a wild man against Chase and Blair. Yeah, he hit him with the perfect body shot, but he didn't look great in that fight. Didn't tell me he's got top 15 potential. Not saying Rongzhu does either. I think it's more of a 50-50 in the wide odds with somebody completely unproven. You got to worry about some of these Contender Series debuts. As I say that, though, I'm going with Micallef over Jousset, which is just a weird pick. I understand. Some people don't like this one, but I've got a couple people like, yo, I like his relentlessness. Jonathan Micallef has similarities in his game to the pressure we saw from Bryan Battle. What I saw from Jousset is the quit in him is real as Bryan Battle is taking his best shots and keeps fucking walking forward. Micallef has a very good chin. Yes, he's been knocked out once, but watch it. He was dropped and getting right back up to his feet. It was an early stoppage. Yeah, he was losing the fight, but that doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. It's a long time ago. Different stylistic matchup. The dog in Micallef is very live. Yes, Jousset has the judo base. He's hard to take down. Micallef does have good strength in the clinch, and he's got awkward jiu-jitsu. The worry is him on his back and then just playing the guard game and getting controlled a bit. This could end up being a snooze fest, and yes, I see the other side. Jousset could take home a decision, but I doubt Jousset's chinning my guy Micallef, and I think Micallef is live to sub him. So give me Micallef for the dub, plus 210, and we're actually going to mention Micallef in just a few moments when we jump to the props. So those right there are four of my favorite dogs on the card. I'm excited as hell. UFC 312 has got, honestly, underrated fights. I've shafted the main card, and I will continue to do so because there's no like relevant high-level matchups. Why do we not have ranked fights? But there are some very intriguing matchups, and I think there's some good betting spots. Let's jump to the Degen props of the night real quick, all right? Park Tumendemberel over 1.5 minus 200. It's live. It's not the lock city, but it's live. It's probably going over over 1.5. It's probably going over 1.5 at minus 200. Next one, though, this one. Micallef sub plus 1,000 or over 2.5 minus 155. You could potentially save your ass with a Micallef sub at plus 1,000. If he doesn't get it, we could see maybe Jousset by decision, or even if the fight just goes long, minus 155 for over 2.5 is not bad. What's Jousset by decision? Out of curiosity, it's plus 140. I wouldn't bet Jousset decision. And then Micallef no distance is plus 250. That's interesting too. Micallef no distance plus 250. If Jousset wins, I think it's decision. I feel like Micallef can lock a sub, but he could win a weird decision in a wild fight. These guys actually were fighting on that same Australian circuit against similar level guys. Yes, Jousset has 3 UFC fights, but it's against shit-can Kiefer Crosby, who's horrible, and he beat a wash Kenan Song, but it's still a decent win. To be honest, that's a UFC win. I'm talking shit. And then Bryan Battle broke him and made him his bitch. To be fair, I don't like Kevin Jousset's explosiveness. He's kind of slow twitch, picks his shots, but he's very stiff. Micallef has that chaos factor to him, and I just like it more. He's southpaw. He's pretty jacked. He's got weirdly long arms and tricky jiu-jitsu. Give me Micallef submission, plus 1,000. And I like him as an underdog. You already know from the last section. I'm liking the calls, man. Those right there, Degen props. I want to jump to everybody's favorite section. Okay, we got to talk about the parlays to play for UFC 312, all right? We're going to run through the lineup of what I've written down. Now, just because, you see this all written down here doesn't mean I can't add more. Things could change after the weigh-in, so stay tuned all week. See where we agree. Don't blindly tail. How many people complain, I blindly tail? Listen, if you want to blindly tail and do no research, it's on you. Do some research, see where we link up. Most optimal way to succeed at the MMA betting game. Because I'm just telling you what I think. But regardless, you should already know that. Suarez Santos, plus 200 for the Savage City. I like it. DDP and Santos, plus 125. I feel like that's relatively safe. A safe alternate, too, could be Santos and Topuria. And actually, another safe alternate could be Topuria with DDP down the center. That's a little surprise. For the people that don't screenshot and bail, they hear it all. They hear my elaborate analysis. You understand me? Suarez, DDP, and Santos, a big 3 plus 312. I think that one's pretty good. DDP, Santos, Topuria, and Bellato Crute, no distance to run with some confident calls. Plus 335. That's got a good ring to it. Suarez, DDP, Santos, and Topuria, pretty confident call at plus 421. I do believe that's high probability of hitting. Now, if you want to go just dog savagery, Tafa and Nolan, plus 429. I think there's a real chance this could end up coming through, but ultimately you're playing 2 dogs, one of which is, maybe relatively chinny. And then the other one, I think he's got a live chance for a knockout. Purist striker Tafa against unproven Teixera. The big 3 down below, Suarez, DDP, and Tafa for plus 546. You're looking for big plus money in that territory. Suarez, DDP, Santos, and Tafa, the big 4, plus 869. Little Degen savagery, to be honest with you. Suarez, DDP, Santos, Topuria, Bellato, Crute, no distance, and Tafa at plus 1657 is the savage sweep of the high confidence. That would be Savage Mode USA in this hoe. I think it's very high possibility. I feel good about it. Tafa, Nolan, Tumendemberel. You got to be a savage. You're repping my guy Tumendemberel. Plus 1433 for doggy degeneracy. And then Suarez, Tafa, Nolan, and Tumendemberel. Almost slurring. You know how many times I've practiced that name over the fucking years? Or over a year since he's been in the UFC? 6 months or so? Plus 2,711. Whoa. Whoa. That's a whoa. That's a whoa moment. Now, I want to cook up some more degen calls, but I feel like I want to wait till the final instincts post weigh-in. But I feel like you can mix some things up. Like you could add other underdogs in. And now I want to mention a couple fighters. Wang, Cong, why did I leave her out? Because she lost her last fight at Gabby Fernandez, who's meh, but I'm still picking her. Quillen Salkilld, oh, bro, he's not a confident pick. He's minus 700. Yes, Anshul Jubli doesn't look good, but I don't think Quillen Salkilld should be a minus 700 favorite over anybody on the UFC roster right now. So that's why they were left out of the big show. But I'm feeling very good of my confident leans. I like some of the degenerate dogs. There's definitely some great money lines, definitely some intriguing props, and of course, some savage parlays. This week's best MMA bets, I feel like we cooked beautifully this week, guys. I do. I feel very good about this week's show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you all smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and make sure you share the video too. And make sure you all hit the post notifications. Turn them on, not just personalized, but all. You don't want to miss a video. You don't want to miss a live stream, doing streams twice a day on top of the usual video flow. So keep it locked in on the channel. Let me know your locks in the comments. Definitely throw some of your favorite parlays too, or just bets that you like. W's in the comments if you got nothing to say. Much love, my people. I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.